Hello, Maggie. Thank you for being here with me.
Hello, it's good to see you again.
Yes, so I'd like to ask you, since we saw each other for that hypnosis session, what was the problem that you were coming with to see me?
It was fear of public speaking. Now, for me, I have done a fair amount of public speaking. In fact, I trained to be a teacher, but never felt that comfortable in front of children, especially children who didn't really want to learn. And so I never really became a teacher, but I've been a therapist for many years, and I've also taught different kinds of therapy. So I've been quite comfortable teaching groups, quite comfortable giving talks even in sort of large amounts of with fairly big groups. But what I have found that I've been resistant to is doing willingly doing YouTubes, and I haven't done a Facebook Live yet, but I'm sure I will do. Um, so it's so that is really what I was focusing on during our session. That sort of public speaking, which is more the virtual public speaking that can go out to anybody, all the unknown people.
So, what was going through your mind when you were thinking about the presenting in social media?
I think I'm not sure I'm aware of what's going through my mind. I'm aware more of like tension going through my body. And I'm aware that words that would normally come out of my mouth really easily can just I can stumble with my words and so on, and have to do a few takes. And I find that if I do a few takes, I'm okay, but it seems silly that I can't just speak normally when normally I would be able to say whatever I needed to say without having to say it 3 times.
Yes. So, where in your body did you feel it? Did you have any bodily sensations when you were thinking about doing that?
Um, Probably some tension here in the chest, and also a sensation of like maybe wanting to pull back. It's like, oh, don't don't want to go there, don't want to engage fully with that. And yes, so that resistance. And I suppose ultimately what I'm probably kind of worried about is what 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 people might make of what I have to say. Even have I anything worthwhile to say? Now I know that I must have, because people do come and they pay me good money for them to help me. But sometimes there can be that critical voice that says, "Have you got anything unique, or have you got anything to say that hasn't already been said before?" That sort of thing.
So, that fear, that resistance, you call it resistance, did it hold you back from some opportunities that you didn't go after?
I think it just held me back about promoting myself. I could make maybe better use of social media than I have been doing, because I've been avoiding the more direct contact. But since we did that session, I am planning to do some group sessions, group hypnosis sessions. So, something massive changed, so I'm planning to do that, and knowing that I will be able to help people. There will be people who aren't interested, and that's fine, but there will be people who will find it beneficial, and that's fine.
So, what happened during that hypnosis session that we had?
Well, I actually wasn't sure what happened, to be quite honest, because you spoke to me and I went off somewhere, and then you said it's, come back, and I came back. So, and it probably not instantly obvious what had changed. But then I was aware that when I later on, when I started thinking of things that I'd normally be resistant to, I wasn't. So and I have done something since. So, and there's a feeling of, there's more a feeling of excitement of, what I could, what it would be like to do this, rather than dread.
Interesting. So, where is that fear right now?
I can't find it. No, I can't find it.
Oh, can you look in the same spot where it was before? You said somewhere here.
Oh yes, yes, it was there, wasn't it? Yeah. No, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there.
Isn't it interesting how your brain has that amazing plasticity, that power to change without months of therapy in just one session?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it does make sense, because all the, that habitual response is something we're not doing consciously, is it? We're not going, oh, I'm thinking of doing that, so I need to have a pain here. It's just it's just an unconscious reaction. So it makes sense to go to the unconscious to solve it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because if I ask you to teach me how to be fearful of that glass of water, would you be able to teach me that?
No.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's all unconscious, and it all stems back to some time in our past. Usually in a childhood, when we had to do something, whether it was in front of a small group or a larger group, and coming back from a school system where the public humiliation in the middle of the classroom was a norm. Yes. I was suffering from that fear of public speaking for over half a century, actually. So yeah, it goes deep, and it is in our unconscious.
Yes. I mean, two things I can consciously be aware of that would have caused that was my mother, when I was growing up, she always drilled into me that I should be a nice, quiet. I wasn't as quiet and shy as she would have liked me to be. So I think I tried to conform to be shyer than I probably was. And then I remember, stuff at school where people titter, if you're saying something, and yes. But the wonderful thing about, doing hypnosis is that we don't consciously have to know. We let our unconscious decide what's causing it, and let our unconscious fix it. So
yes,
I like that idea. It's
And during the hypnosis, I'm not talking with Maggie anymore. I'm talking with Maggie's powerful subconscious mind. And that mind responds through body movements. So
yes. And it's quite amusing to notice. I mean, there's lots I didn't notice about, the hypnosis part of the session, but I was aware of my fingers twitching away, and it's at some level I sometimes felt like laughing, and that's okay. But it was like, okay, there's something's happening here. I wonder what it is, and also just wanting to just stand back and let it be sorted out.
Yes, and laughter is very important during hypnosis, because laughter goes with those hormones like dopamine that the brain manufactures to produce laughter, and it can't exist at the same time as fear. So the more laughter I can create during the hypnosis to make this process sound silly or funny, the faster the change occurs inside of the brain, actually.
Yes, because we can really understand how ridiculous it is, but at a body level understand it's ridiculous, because I think often we're aware of our fears being irrational and being ridiculous, but we still have them. But it's almost like our body gets it, our whole system gets it, that it's ridiculous, and that's when we can just let go of it.
Yes, it's ridiculous right now when we are 40, 50, 60, but it wasn't ridiculous when we were 5 or 7, right? Yeah. So that mechanism, that program got installed when we were little, and at that time it made sense because it protected us. It created those bodily movements, and it protected us. It was saying, stop. Don't go there. Don't speak in public because it's painful. It's humiliating. It doesn't feel good. So there is actually no self-sabotage. And to me, it's very important to teach my clients that there is never any self-sabotage. It's just an old, obsolete program that does not make any sense anymore. It worked in the past, but not any longer.
Yes.
Yeah. So now that fear is gone, what are you planning to do with your confidence, newly found confidence?
I'm planning to do some more YouTubes, and I did mention that I'm planning to do some group hypnosis sessions with people, because, as you know, I also do hypnotherapy myself. And I can see that that could be really fun to do, and it's stepping outside my comfort zone. But I think it's feeling okay to do that, because I think growth always does involve stepping outside your comfort zone, doesn't it?
It does, and it's an amazing change from resistance that you felt here to excitement and fun. So it's a really big shift, and just within one session. So that amazes me that we don't need months of therapy. With hypnosis, it's a really rapid change because we go directly into that part of a brain that had that protective mechanism, that habit, thinking pattern running over and over and over again.
Yes, and of course this was an online session, which is always interesting, because I think previously people have felt that it had to be face-to-face to be effective, but you can do this wherever you are in the world. So wherever you are in the world, if you want to improve your confidence in public speaking, you can contact Ivona and work with her.
Yes, and if you have a confidence in public speaking, you have confidence everywhere, because public speaking fear usually comes at the high magnitude, and it's for some people I hear it's more profound than a fear of death, because it's all about people will judge me, people will not like me, they will exclude me. And in the past, when we belonged to a tribe, being excluded from the tribe meant starvation. And our brain has been wired based on thousands, hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution. So it's still running that protective mechanism. So it's amazing how big a boost for confidence overall. It's not just for public speaking, but in other areas of life it will have. Well, now that you have understanding that your body was was actually producing behavior in the best intention for you. It was just installed when you were little.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and I will be watching you on YouTube.
Yes, it was great working with you, and it was fun. It was fun. You're very good at making sessions fun, and
Yes,
yeah.
fun is a necessary ingredient of interacting with people, because this is how we learn. This is how we learned when we were little, when we were children. And if there is no fun, then we avoid going this direction. So it has to be fun.
Yes, yes.